Welcome to the 2013-2014 Student Organization Orientation Training, also known as SOOT. SOOT is brought to you by the Office of Campus Activities. The team consists of Ed Kovacs, the Director, Amber Cardamone, Assistant Director, Andrea Shaw, Coordinator, Tashina Henry, Administrative Assistant, and our Supervisor and Associate Dean of Students, John Cook. Our office is located on the lower level of the Cree Student Center. Our mission is to provide opportunities for meaningful engagement that will develop your self-awareness, interpersonal skills, and citizenship, and that will connect with your academic, co-op, and professional experiences. The Office of Campus Activities works with student organizations to plan events, manage finances, and develop leadership. We also implement the Alternative Spring Break program. The goals of SOOT are to educate you on important policies and procedures related to leading a Drexel University student organization. Additionally, the information contained will help you be successful in all aspects of managing your group, including event planning and financial stewardship. As a student organization leader, you are responsible for understanding and adhering to the content contained in this presentation, as well as articulating policies and procedures to your members. Everything contained in this presentation can be found on the OCA website at drexel.edu/OCA. We will also be uploading this PowerPoint presentation for your reference. Our current website is undergoing a facelift, so these website links may change, and for that we do apologize. This SOOT is for presidents, vice presidents, and treasurers of undergraduate only and joint student organizations. Joint student organizations are defined to include a mix of undergraduate and graduate student members. Graduate-only student organizations, fraternities and sororities, and club sports have a separate SOOT, specific to those populations. At a minimum, your club president, vice president, and treasurer must watch this presentation and complete a Dragon Link quiz. The presentation will flow as follows. First, we will discuss recognition and then move to finances. From there, you will get an overview of key information related to event planning. And as we conclude, we will share important resources and leadership opportunities, highlight our strict anti-hazing policy, and remind you of our contact information should you have any questions. After listening to this presentation, you will be required to take an online Dragon Link quiz. The first module will be recognition. Recognition consists of 7 distinct steps. The first is for the organization to complete the online recognition application via Dragon Link, our student organization management system. As you may know by now, we have changed the name of Collegiate Link to Dragon Link to be more representative of our Drexel brand. In order to access the recognition application, we need to log into Drexel One to access Dragon Link. Step number 2 is for the faculty or staff advisor to complete the online Dragon Link form, where they will self-report and confirm their advisor status. The third and fourth steps involve OCA and USGA, the Undergraduate Student Government Association, reviewing your application, and potentially seeking additional information from the group. As this is the undergraduate and joint SOOT, we require the president, vice president, and treasurer to view this presentation and complete the quiz. Step number 6 is new for this year. Treasurers are also required to attend an in-person SAFAC treasurer training as part of recognition. Lastly, your organization is not fully recognized until a date of recognition appears on your group's Dragon Link profile page. You can track all steps leading towards recognition via your group's Dragon Link profile page. We ask for your patience during this process. Student organizations will not be able to conduct business until recognition is complete. Student organizations must apply for recognition each and every year, which runs July 1 through July 30th, 2014. There are countless benefits, which we will discuss in the next slide. These benefits include potential funding, the ability to reserve space and utilize numerous resources, including Chestnut Street Catering, public safety, and of course the Office of Campus Activities. Additionally, your group is permitted to use the name Drexel University and its logos, can apply for annual office and storage space, and is eligible to apply and have a table at the biannual Activities Unlimited Student Organization Fair, which is held during both fall and spring welcome back weeks. We will now turn our attention to student organization finances. This slide contains key information about the Student Activity Fee Allocation Committee, also known as SAFAC. The SAFAC office is located on the lower level of the Cree Student Center in the Student Organization Resource Center. SAFAC can be contacted at safac@drexel.edu, and students should familiarize themselves with all SAFAC policies and procedures via the SAFAC website at drexel.edu/SAFAC. SAFAC has 14 full-time undergraduate student members and 1 professional staff advisor from the Office of Campus Activities. As part of the annual recognition process, treasurers are now required to attend a separate in-person training. This is in addition to completing SOOT. Treasurers and all organization leaders must be identified as such through the roster function in Dragon Link. For more information about presentation dates, visit the SAFAC website at drexel.edu/SAFAC. This year, there is no end-of-the-year report required of student organizations who received a budget last year. All recognized student organizations will receive 2 cost center accounts. The 17 account is where your SAFAC budget is located and accessed. Your 71 account is a rollover account, where your organization will deposit dues, donations, and fundraised dollars. On this slide, you will see an example of a 17 and 71 account for the Art Club. Please note that student organizations are not permitted to have off-campus bank accounts. Groups found in violation could have their recognition removed. You can view your organization account numbers also through your Finance tab on your group's Dragon Link page. And you can also gain access to the balances of your account via Web Finance. Student organizations have several mechanisms by which to obtain funding. Each of these will be explained in the following slides, except for SOOT, which stands for the Student Organization Supplemental Event Grant. Recognized student organizations will automatically receive a $250 grant for event and facility-related expenses while funding is available. For more information about SOOT, review the Events and Conference Services website. You may be wondering where SAFAC monies come from. Undergraduates pay a $250 student activity fee on their tuition bill. $150 of that money goes to SAFAC. SAFAC receives the money, and recognized student organizations are eligible to apply for it during the annual allocations funding process. Based on applications, SAFAC distributes the funds per its policies and procedures. All recognized undergraduate and joint student organizations are eligible to apply for an annual allocations budget and can learn more about it through the SAFAC established guidelines and application materials. New groups being formed this year will be eligible for funding next fiscal year. Additionally, SAFAC has a separate pool of monies for groups interested in attending professional conferences related to their mission. Organizations should contact SAFAC with any questions. In terms of making payments or being reimbursed, SAFAC has 4 form processes. Check requests take 15 to 21 days and are used for vendors that do not take credit card or for student reimbursements over $100. Funding transfers are used to transfer monies in between student organization accounts. Students can get a cash reimbursement within 7 days when expenses paid for are under $100. Lastly, purchase requests are used to make payments with the SAFAC credit card. Fraternities and sororities and club sports teams will work with their professional staff liaisons to accomplish payments. For students seeking reimbursement, you will not be reimbursed for tax. Drexel University has instituted a new financial policy this year in that all financial paperwork must now be typed. It cannot be handwritten. Handwritten paperwork will have to be returned. Everything you need to know about the SAFAC financial policies and procedures are found on their robust policy manual housed on their website at drexel.edu/SAFAC. They will also have this information posted to their Dragon Link site. For student organizations requiring travel expenses related to a competition or conference, SAFAC can assist by placing hotel and travel arrangements on the SAFAC credit card. Students are required to schedule an appointment with SAFAC professional staff to discuss. Please note that students securing rental vehicles must pay out of pocket and gain approval in order to be reimbursed. Additional ways student organizations secure monies include fundraising, dues collection, and donations. At the time of this recording, OCA is currently updating its fundraising guide, which will be found on the OCA website. New for this fiscal year, per SAFAC guidelines, student organizations that receive the SAFAC allocation are required to fundraise 5% of that total allocation. Should you have any questions about this new requirement, contact SAFAC. The Commission for Activities and Programs, known as the CAP Fund, comes from a percentage of monies spent on all vending machines throughout campus. Student organizations can apply to the Office of Retail Management for CAP funding to support events. SAFAC and OCA are not responsible for the CAP fund. The Alumni Association grant is available to student organizations as a way to build connection to Drexel alumni and the Alumni Association. Application deadlines and requirements can be found at drexel.edu/alumni/grants. SAFAC and OCA are not responsible for the Alumni Association grant. SAFAC has allocated money to be distributed to recognized student organizations by the Office of Campus Activities to subsidize Drexel University student technician DUST expenses. Please see this slide regarding criteria for eligibility. The DUST grant is available via a form on the OCA Dragon Link Forms page. In general, SAFAC forms are found online and on the SAFAC Dragon Link site. Again, based on new Drexel University policy, all paperwork must be typed and not handwritten. Information about CAP funding and Alumni Association grant are available on the link to this slide. Additionally, the DUST grant, as mentioned before, is submitted via Dragon Link. SAFAC forms are submitted to the drop box outside the SAFAC office located on the lower level of the Cree Student Center. CAP funding requests go to the Office of Retail Management, located in McAllister Hall, room 1049, and Alumni Association grants are returned to the Paul Peck Alumni Center. An important role for student organization leaders is event planning. The following slides explain important policies and procedures. Event and Conference Services is your point of contact for setups, technical support, public safety, and building policies. OCA is available to assist with planning, resources, and support, and coordinates the contract process, which will be explained on the next following slides. Contracts are required anytime your student organization brings a performer, vendor, inflatable game, or service provider to campus who is being paid. Contracts outline the agreement, payment, and contain language that protects your student organization and the university. Additionally, for speakers not being paid, OCA will send an email to these individuals confirming event logistics and their participation. There are 4 types of contracts. Non-paid contracts are emails sent to speakers and guests who are not being paid. Standard contracts are required of all vendors. Facility use contracts are required when the vendor is using or renting university space. And finally, a special contract is when a vendor requires the university to sign their contract. We avoid using special contracts in most cases. Special contracts delay the process and require legal counsel review. Submit the request for contract form via Dragon Link at least 4 weeks in advance of your event. Failure to submit by this deadline might inhibit your event from happening, or your contract will be declined. It is incredibly important to fill out the request for contract form completely, as well as include your event services confirmation number. Students should never, ever sign a contract. Any student who signs a contract becomes personally liable for all aspects of the agreement, and the student will not be reimbursed for any financial implications. Additionally, we may require a certificate of insurance from certain vendors, including food vendors, inflatable companies, and sound and lighting companies. This slide provides a list of when contracts are required and from what types of vendors. SAFAC monies cannot be used for alcohol, nor can SAFAC monies be used to reimburse a student who does not follow proper protocol. The Event and Conference Services Office is located on the lower level of the Cree Student Center in room 001. This office is your point of contact for room reservations, technical support, facilities, external equipment rentals, public safety, and parking. They can be emailed at reservations@drexel.edu. To reserve a room, visit drexel.edu/event services. When filling out the form, provide as much information as possible. Failure to include all details may result in your request being denied. A student organization account is also required in many cases. On the form, describe the event and what services you will require. The individual submitting the form will serve as the primary point of contact interfacing with event and conference services. Reservations are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Organizations should allocate at least 2 weeks for reservation request. It is important to note that a reservation has not been confirmed until you receive an email with a 5-digit confirmation number. Upon receiving your confirmation, review the details to ensure the information is correct. On this slide is an example of a reservation confirmation. The confirmation number is located on the upper right-hand corner. Again, please ensure that all details are correct. This slide provides a listing of commonly used locations, including both indoor and outdoor space. Academic classrooms cannot be booked the first 2 weeks of each term. Additional space is available in Mandel Theater, the Academic Bistro, Haggerty Library, and the Paul Peck Alumni Center. Please refer to this slide for contact information in order to make a reservation. It is important to stay in close contact with the Event and Conference Services Office. Monitor their website, their Dragon Link page, and follow them on Twitter. The Event and Conference Services Office is also able to provide accurate costs for rentals and staffing. Be mindful that standard, overtime, and double rate hours are listed on this slide and will have a financial implication on your budget. Another resource provided by Event and Conference Services is their ability to interface with public safety. Public safety is required for events over 100 people when money is collected, if the building is typically closed, or if the event history dictates additional security. Typically, public safety officers cost $25 per hour for a minimum of 4 hours. Chestnut Street Caterers is the exclusive on-campus caterer of Drexel University. As a result, no additional contracts or insurance are required. Additionally, student organizations can work with Chestnut Street Caterers to secure food from Subway and Corito. A minimum of 10 days is required to appropriately reserve catering. Chestnut Street Caterers can be reached at chestnutstreetcaterers@drexel.edu. Because of exclusivity, your organization must use Chestnut Street Caterers for on-campus events. There are exceptions, however. Student organizations can apply to the Office of Retail Management for an exception to the Chestnut Street Caterers exclusivity agreement. This form is found online and can be returned to the Office of Retail Management at least 20 days prior to your event. If the exception is granted, your organization will work with OCA to process contracts and obtain the proper certificate of insurance. Pizza is always an option for student organizations. Drexel has the proper certificates of insurance on file for Ed's Pizza, Powelton Pizza, Drexel Pizza, and Papa John's. No contracts are required. If an order is over $100, a catering exception is required. There are specific policies for hosting potlucks and barbecues. Potlucks and barbecues are for organization members and student guests only, not for the general public. 50 members maximum can participate, and members cannot be charged. Student organizations are also able to sponsor barbecues. Barbecues for under 50 members follow the potluck policy. For barbecues over 50, Chestnut Street Caterers will have to be hired, or an exception will have to be granted. Bake sales are fundraisers where food can be sold. Baked goods must be individually wrapped. Student organizations can also use Philly Pretzel Factory and Rita's Water Ice without contracts. Student organizations can expect additional charges should there be excess trash requiring custodial staffing. If your organization has food donated for an event, it is required that the Office of Retail Management issues and approves a catering exception. Donated or purchased drinks must be Coke products, and your organization will need to work with OCA to process contracts and obtain the appropriate insurance certificates. Drexel University is a Coke campus, and only Coke products are approved for use and purchase. This slide contains a partial list of approved Coke products. DUST, Drexel University Student Technicians, provides equipment and support for student organization events. DUST does not provide laptops, karaoke machines, or musical instruments. DUST requests are made on a first-come, first-served basis, at least 2 weeks in advance of the event. Requests received within a 2-week window are likely to be denied. Submission of a request does not guarantee service. There are 2 sound systems free for student organization use. However, if DUST does not have the equipment in-house required of your event, they can work with external vendors. Should student organizations need to make changes to a DUST reservation, they should communicate directly with DUST as soon as possible. Student organizations should be mindful of the appropriate DUST contact information and office location. Though this form may change, it can be obtained from the Event and Conference Services website. DUST services and equipment cannot be used off the University City campus, including Powelton Village, Center City, and Queen Lane campuses, the Academy of Natural Sciences, and any private non-university locations. DUST also has the expertise to work with talent riders and high-profile performers, and can provide cost estimates to fulfill requirements. Any external equipment that comes to campus requires approval and proper insurance from the vendor. This slide contains important phone numbers and contact information when addressing event issues during business and non-business hours. Drexel University has a fleet of transportation options for student organization use. Groups interested in securing transportation can call facilities management. If your organization is interested in securing a yellow bus or a coach bus, the university has preferred vendors that must be used. Events can be hosted off campus if the event cannot be held on campus and with approval from OCA. Should approval be given for an off-campus event, OCA will work with the location to sign contracts and obtain insurance. Student organizations may not hold events with alcohol. Student organizations can host events outside on campus on a case-by-case basis. Event and Conference Services will determine the hours that music can be played. To show a movie, student organizations must obtain the rights for public showing. Movies that individuals own or rent are for private use only and cannot be shown in public. Organizations can work with OCA to file the proper paperwork via DragonLink and connect with vendors to secure performance rights. Drexel Student Centers are eager to partner with student organizations. Drexel Student Centers reserve display case and can also provide donation containers. When using space and meeting rooms, student organizations should not move or relocate furniture. The information desk in the Cree Student Center is an incredibly valuable resource. Drexel Student Centers approve and stamp 60 flyers to be hung across campus. The posting policy can be found online. Additionally, student organizations can visit Towers Hall to have 125 posters approved to be hung in the residence halls. The next section will focus on resources for student organizations. The Office of Campus Activities website is a one-stop shop for resources, forms, policies, and procedures. The site is also connected to the General Student Affairs website, which contains valuable campus-wide information for students. Again, as we transition to a new website, we apologize for any changes in links. There are numerous opportunities for student organizations to promote themselves. The Triangle, Drexel Now, Activities Unlimited, and DragonLink are some of the key methods. Student organizations can also host events during Welcome Back Weeks, held biannually at the start of fall and spring terms. DragonLink, formerly known as Collegiate Link, is our online student organization management system. Student organizations should maximize the resources of DragonLink and take advantage of the online training guide. Key components of the training guide include managing your student organization site, upload membership rosters, promoting events, and updating leadership. Your main student organization page should be up to date, including identification of all officers. WKDU, Drexel's student-run radio station broadcasting at 91.7 FM, can promote events and can DJ any Drexel event for minimal cost. They have DJ equipment and fully trained, experienced DJs capable of playing a wide selection of music. WKDU charges $50 per hour for the first 2 hours and $25 for each additional hour. The Triangle, Drexel's student-run newspaper, offers student organizations the opportunity to promote themselves via advertisements and press releases. Contact the Triangle at thetriangle.org. OCA offers a wide variety of resources for student organizations, including a popcorn machine, projectors, game show buzzers, helium and balloons, die-cut machine, and construction paper, poster maker, and button maker that can be reserved on a first-come, first-served basis. Additionally, the Student Organization Resource Center, also known as the SORC, contains ample supplies for student organizations. The black and white copier is 3 cents per copy after using your organization's 50 free per term, and each color copy is 8 cents. Additionally, there are meeting rooms, a Mac computer, and several PCs. Recognized student organizations are able to secure a Drexel email address by emailing accounts@drexel.edu. The group is also able to secure web space. The president is responsible for checking email accounts and for maintaining website content. In the spring term, recognized student organizations are able to apply for office and storage space located in the Cree Student Center and McAllister Hall. Applications are generally available via DragonLink. The process is managed by Drexel Student Centers. Student organizations are required to have a full-time faculty or staff advisor. These individuals provide advice, support, and guidance. It is imperative that student organization leaders and advisors discuss mutual expectations for the relationship. The advisor role checklist is a great resource for defining these expectations. As part of the recognition process, your advisor will be required to confirm their role via a DragonLink form. This slide highlights links to other campus offices, which may be of assistance and support to your student organization, including the Student Center for Inclusion and Culture, the Office of Equality and Diversity, Sexual and Gender Equality, and the Office of Disability Services. We will next turn our attention to the resources and programs available through the Office of Student Leadership Development and Traditions. The Office of Campus Activities partners with this office to ensure leadership opportunities are available to student organizations. CEO Lead is a leadership development program via the Office of Student Leadership Development and Tradition that provides training and education needed to succeed personally and professionally. The program is based on the social change model for leadership development and consists of various programs. Through the Leadership Certificate Program, students can earn certification by attending 6 CEO Lead workshops in 3 categories, or they can earn a holistic leadership certificate through a variety of the 6 workshops. Students can also gain a specialization, much like a minor, by attending 3 additional sessions in a certain area. The Leadership Academy is a shared leadership classroom experience that builds upon one another. CEO Lead 101 focuses on personal development. CEO Lead 201 is designed around group and team dynamics. And finally, CEO Lead 301 engages students in concepts of citizenship. Additional programs include Real Leadership, based on leadership and the cinema, and the Read to Lead book club. Further, through Star Awards, we applaud star leaders, organizations, and professionals for making positive contributions to campus life, and believe their example should be highlighted throughout the Drexel community. Leadership assistants are experienced student leaders who serve as paraprofessional staff members of the Office of Student Leadership Development and Traditions. They support CEO Lead programming and also interface with student organizations through regular communication and the sharing of resources. Online leadership resources, past CEO Lead workshops, and tip sheets are available to student organizations. We encourage you to review the online leadership library via the Office of Student Leadership Development and Traditions. Lastly, as we close, we want to discuss hazing. Drexel University does not tolerate hazing of any form or fashion. No student should have to prove their worth or have to earn a right to be part of an organization. Student organizations are expected to know and abide by the anti-hazing policy. Some activities that might be considered hazing are, but are not limited to, forced consumption of food, alcohol, or drugs, personal servitude, physical and/or psychological shocks, degrading or humiliating games and activities, sleep or food deprivation, unreasonable exposure to weather or unsafe environments, expectation of participation in activities that are illegal, lewd, or in violation of Drexel University policy. Concerns regarding hazing can be addressed with Public Safety, the Office of Student Conduct and Community Standards, and the Dean of Students' Office. A student organization and its members who think they may be participating in questionable activities should cease said actions and report them directly to the aforementioned offices. Should a violation of a hazing policy occur, the organization and/or its individual members may be subject to disciplinary action. As a reminder, everything included in this presentation can be found on the OCA website at drexel.edu/OCA. Our website, as mentioned before, is undergoing changes, so we apologize in advance for any links that might not function properly. This concludes the 2013-2014 SOOT presentation for student organization recognition. Once your president, vice president, and treasurer review this presentation and take the DragonLink quiz, your organization will be on its way towards completing recognition. We also appreciate you encouraging other club members to view this presentation and the valuable information contained. Should you have any questions or need additional information, please do not hesitate to contact the Office of Campus Activities at askoca@drexel.edu or visit our office in the lower level of the Cree Student Center in the Student Organization Resource Center. We wish you all the best for a successful 2013-2014 academic year.